Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I'm answering a question from one of our viewers. This question was about duplicate content, and specifically about duplicate content on your own site when you're doing a hub and spoke series. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with these terms, hub and spoke is anytime that you have a central piece of content, pillar content, if you will, and you have sub pages around that. You have pages that branch off from that topic cluster, and they cover different things. And in this case, our viewer asked that if you have a 5,000 word piece of content, a definitive guide to a subject, is it okay to break off as part of some of these subpages, like a 2,000 word chunk of this article, and make it stand alone as its own without rewriting it? Or will Google penalize you for duplicate content? That's a thoughtful question. I understand writing these things takes a lot of work. Well, the answer to this question is Google is not going to penalize you for having the same content on your site twice. But what is going to happen is Google is going to say, does this second piece of content, should we rank it above the already established longer definitive piece of content that has several different things in here? And the reason why I say that is oftentimes what happens is you're targeting maybe one or two keywords or one or two keyword phrases with a piece of content. But what you do not realize is you can actually rank for dozens, maybe even hundreds of different keyword phrases that are within that page. Anytime that Google has a page indexed and it's comparing it versus different search phrases that people type in, that document, that page, that web page can come up for all these different ones at various positions because it does satisfy that search, or it's a candidate to satisfy that search. So both of those pieces of content on your site, like the original longer 5,000 word piece and then the shorter 2,000 word piece that's extracted from that original document, would both satisfy a search. Now the question is, to Google, which one should we push the hardest? Which one should rank the highest? You're not going to get a duplicate content penalty, but Google's going to say this chunk of text and these answers are already found within this original document. Now really what it's going to come down to, I think, is can you distinguish this secondary piece of content from the original? Not just from any other piece of content on the web, but is there a compelling reason Google would want to rank that second piece of content, that extracted piece, higher than the original? Now, if you've done something extra to it, like if you've added some sort of graph or chart or a video or an image explaining the concept or something like that, then maybe Google will rank it higher. But like I said, you're never targeting just one keyword phrase, and you're never targeting just like, this small handful. It's everything that's within that document, everything that's within that content, that web page, is a potential keyword that it can rank for. So the question is there a compelling reason for Google to rank the second one higher than the first? That's the real question you should be asking. Now, duplicate content, it's not going to penalize you. As we talked about in a previous video, there is no duplicate content penalty. And in fact, about 60% of the web is duplicate content. People copy and paste stuff all the time from other sites. And some of it manages to rank, no matter what the common mythology around this is. So just realize that though you want like a certain page to rank for certain keywords, that's maybe not what Google's going to choose. It doesn't mean that just because you're targeting certain keywords that is the page on your site that's going to rank the highest for those keywords, because Google may have done the testing with real users and determined that there's another page on your site that answers the query, those keyword phrases, better. So just keep that in mind. So do something. My advice would be, do something to distinguish this second piece of content from the first. Either go more in depth or summarize the original chunk that you're extracting in the original one. Either summarize it or go into more detail in the second article, or add something extra to it. A video, I don't know, whatever. Video, image, whatever. Something to make it a little bit different. Something to make it a little bit more useful, because again, both of those pages on your site are now targeting that keyword, or Google is considering them as a part of a set, the index of pages that are on the web that can satisfy that search query. So I hope that makes sense. You're not going to get a content penalty. You're not going to get a duplicate content penalty, I should say, but you do need to probably do something to say to Google, this page deserves to rank higher than the original one for this specific query, and it answers the question better than we did originally over here. Okay, my name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here every single day. I'm enjoying kind of like the silence and the relative silence. It's kind of cool. It's kind of different. But I will be back here tomorrow with another video, and I hope you'll be here. I'd like to see us get to 1,000 subscribers. I know we can do it. Momentum is on our side. See you tomorrow. Until next time, peace.